Well, hello there, everyone, and it is I, Baby Crone. I am back at it again, once again, to share astrology with you guys. So, it's been a while. Hello, Baby Crone has been busy with school. I've now been in school for a month now. That is great, and now only 2 more months to go. However, I will try to be more productive with astrology, so therefore you guys can continue learning about yourselves as I continue to learn to share more things with you guys on how to explain physics and biology so you can understand you and the world around you. Well, today we're going to be talking about... Hang on. Let me just share the screen and get started with the recording. So today we're going to be talking about the second house, but also we're going to be talking about Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is our main interest. Yes, we are only on the second house and only have 10 more houses to go. So with that being said, we're going to continue on with the trilogy, and if you have not seen my first video, right here talking about the first house and how that represents your physical body. Today's episode in the second house, we're going to be talking about how the second house represents your physical values. So to begin with, the second house is all about how you interact with the physical world around you, because in order to talk about the trilogy, the first house is your physical body, and what is the first thing you do once you get a physical body, and in this physical world, you interact with the world around you, whether that's finding money, whether that's finding a job, finding food, finding shelter, finding a hobby, finding something that like you want to live for and want to survive for, essentially. That's like basically what the second house is all about. If you think about psychology and talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the second house is all about having your physical safety and needs met. And this is what the second house basically represents. And through that, these are things that you find valuable, and therefore the things that you find valuable in life are the things that you're going to treasure the most and is going to keep you going in this life. But also, if you think about it, some of these things can be like a security blanket in a sense. There's nothing wrong with that. They can also be beliefs. Like if you have like a belief system or belief values, this is a second house category. And also because you're able to interact with the world around you, but also feel comfortable and able to thrive on your own and find out what you need for yourself in this world to feel secure, to be able to live. You're able to be self-resilient, which means you're able to rely on yourself in order to acquire these things that you need in order to survive. Because you know that without these, and you know sometimes your values and beliefs has to be challenged in life, but being sturdy in those beliefs is what keeps you solid in life, and that's the second house. So for Kim Kardashian, for Kim Kardashian, we have, this is a picture of her second house. Each house I have it isolated with the 2 zodiac signs, if there's 2 zodiac signs in that house. So here, as if you saw in the first episode, Capricorn was part into the first house and part in the second house. And as you will see in the next video, Aquarius is part in the third house, but part in the second house. So therefore, we're going to be talking about both of them in particular. However, we're really going to be focusing on Aquarius because that's where a planet is located. So the zodiac signs that are present in Kim Kardashian's second house, and this is a way for you guys to break down. I'm going to talk about what that zodiac sign means in regards to being in the second house. So therefore, if you have this in your house, you can break it down, whether it's in your second house or any other house. You're going to have a general idea, and then have that general idea apply to a specific house, in this case the second house. So Capricorn represents leaders who are able to manipulate the physical world because of their placement in the zodiac wheel. They're considered the mid-heavens, which basically means they are very spiritual, and by being spiritual, but they're also an earthly sign. So being spiritual in the earthly realm. And how do you be spiritual in the earthly realm? You understand the earth around you, and also because Capricorn is ruled by the devil in the tarot, and the devil's all about learning. The devil is from the physical world, so therefore the devil's like the mastermind, knows how to craft, knows how to do what it needs to do in the physical world, and that's basically a Capricorn. And so this is how Kim Kardashian finds security, by being materialistic, because Capricorn's an earth sign, but also being materialistic in the material world, because the second house represents the material and physical world, whatever that may be, whether that's values, food, belongings, possessions, money, housing, like literally anything material that you can find in the physical earth. And then because of this, she's able to reap the benefits from the physical world, because she's able to understand the physical world and how it works, aka social media. So because she knows how to be a celebrity and run the social media, she's able to reap the benefits of being a celebrity and having money, and that makes her feel comfortable and secure in herself, because she knows how to make her own money, she knows how to get her own money, and she knows how to get what she likes. But also, as an Aquarius, how does she get the things that she likes? It's by using the ideas in her head, because Aquarius is an air sign, and they're all about changing up the status quo. Basically, giving what the public needs, because the public needs are being denied. And it's this one helpful voice that's like, hey, I want to reach out to you guys. I know how to reach you guys. I think I got something for you. Here's my ideas that I think can change your life, basically, or help your life. And through this, she's an influencer, and she's always telling us things that we could use in our life. That she feels like, hey, Skim. She talks about how the Skims bras were redesigned in order to have a shape and fit that's universal. So she's really trying to think of the consumers when she makes her products, because it makes her money and she likes to have money. But in this particular second house, we have a south node. And the south node, there's always a north node. Now, if you were looking at your birth chart, they're going to only put the north node there. But if you see the north node, always look directly opposite of that, and you'll see your south node. And it's always the same degree, just opposite zodiac sign. So here we're going to specifically talk about the south node that's in Aquarius. So something to keep in mind about the south node is it's all about your subconscious patterns, and you're out to find out why. So the south node represents your past life. These nodes have to deal with how the sun and moon align up during any given day, because these points in the skies are really important, because this shows when the node, basically the north node, shows when the moon's going to be ascending above the sun in the way it's oriented in the sky. But that's astronomy based, and we're not here to talk about astronomy, we're here to talk about astrology. So because of the way the sun and moon line up in the sky, the north and south node have specific places, and it's basically a direct line. And the north and the south node specifically represents your past life and where you're coming from. And this past life doesn't mean like literally where you just came from before you were reincarnated in this life. I mean, it literally can be, depending on the housing placement. But typically this is like a past life that you've lived before, maybe like 2, 3, maybe 1,000 years ago or lifetimes ago. And it's basically showing up in this life now, because it is something you need to either A, work out, or B, it's something that you're able to use in this life to enhance the abilities that you need to enhance in this life. but the South Node can sometimes be a trap because it's all about the things that you're comfortable with. And when you're really in your comfort zone, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. And your soul is all about evolving to the North Node. And so if you stay stuck in this South Node and basically redoing past life energy, you're going to be not evolving, and you're just basically reliving another life, just with a different consciousness and different personality, but you still have the same qualities, playing out the same qualities, behaviors, and thinking patterns. And for Kim Kardashian, how fitting, it's in her second house. And the second house is all about how you feel comfortable and what is basically ingrained inside of you. However, because it's in Aquarius in her past life, she was always focused on how to be humanitarian, basically, because that's a key part of Aquarius, is being a humanitarian. And by being humanitarian, she's always looking out towards the public and focusing her energy to the public, never focusing it on herself. So she doesn't feel comfortable focusing on herself. She feels comfortable focusing on the public world and what they have to do. So basically, where she finds her value is not in herself. She finds value in the public. And because she finds value in the public, based on how the public values her, is how she in turn is going to value herself. If the public loves her, she's going to love herself. If the public's hating her, she's going to start questioning, like, what am I doing wrong? I was connecting with the people. Where's the disconnect? And this is what Kim Kardashian could go through sometimes. So to sum that all up, the second house represents values in this physical world that makes you feel safe, because this is all about security and feeling comfortable. If you're not feeling comfortable, then you're not feeling safe. And if you're not feeling safe, then how are you able to function in the physical world? Because then you're always on guard and always on edge. So as I said, Kim Kardashian loves to focus her ideas and energy on the outside world. And because of this, she often neglects herself, which you will find out on the next slide why this is a problem. And because of this, typically because Capricorn comes first in the birth chart, the way it's located, you'll see on the next slide, it should be the primary influence. However, because it does not have a planet inside, Aquarius is the primary influence of characteristics over Capricorn. And this is why her South Node is really strong over her ability to be stable in the public. She may appear to be a leader, but she appears to be a leader in the sense that she's trying to follow trends in what everyone else likes, and trying to set new trends instead of being comfortable and being loosey-goosey and going with the flow, because it's a cardinal sign. Aquarius being a fixed sign, she gets stuck in this regiment of, I gotta do this to please the public. I have to do this and that. If I don't do this in a particular way, it's not going to register with the public. I've had this specific format, and this specific format got me where I wanted, so I need to do this specific format again to get me where I need to go. If I need to change something, I know how I changed something before doing something. Maybe I might need to tweak it a little bit because it's a different situation. Like, for example, this is not a Kim Kardashian example. Let's say somebody is putting together a bike versus putting together a car. It's a similar you think it would be similar in the fact that they both are mechanical vehicles that make you transport, but one is 2 wheels and one is 4 wheels, so maybe you do twice as much work as you would because there's double the wheels. You know, that's the way she's got to start thinking, is like, okay, how can I tweak this to fit the audience I need it to fit? Because You know, I've worked on this bike. I've completed a bike. Now I want to move on to a car. How do I move on to the car when I just came from a bike? I gotta be able to transition my skills. And Kim Kardashian tends to have a struggle with this because Aquarius is a fixed sign, as I said. And the South Node being your comforts, she's really stuck in her comforts. So therefore, she's not willing to get outside of her own box. She's willing to get outside the box for the public. But when it comes to herself, anything dealing with herself and how to take care of herself and how to feel secure in herself, she cannot think outside of the box. She's not creative when it comes to herself. Maybe changing her image, but that's just because she's not comfortable with herself, because the public has these trends that she's got to follow in order to stay up with the persona, first house. And now we're in the second house. Now that persona doesn't line up with the physical world because my values are in the Kim Kardashian. My values are in somewhere else, not where it should be. So therefore, I'm going to be changing my public image and my values in order to fit the audience that I needed to, because I need to feel secure, and I only feel secure if other people around me like what I do and like what I am doing. So aspects to the second house, we have Chiron in the fifth house, and this is all about wounded. He's the wounded healer, Chiron. And the fifth house is all about having fun and enjoying the things that you create. Kim Kardashian struggles to enjoy the things she creates because she's not creating for herself. She's creating for you guys, the audience, the people that love the Kardashians. And because of this, Mercury in the 11th house, your daily communications, Mercury, the planet. So therefore, her day-to-day communications in the 11th house, which happens to be the home house of Aquarius, because each house has its own, each zodiac sign has its own home, and Aquarius home is in the 11th house, all about humanitarian and the public, and Mercury, about how she communicates, is in the 11th house. So that means she focuses her communication on the general public, and she struggles with what makes her feel comfortable, and she could tend to express that outwards. So maybe she could be clumsy with her communication a little bit, because she means it one way because she wants the public to get her, but at the same time she's trying to get herself and trying to be herself, and that communication could kind of come off like you do one thing and say and do something else. Basically, it's just like, Kim, what's going on, sweetie? But moving on to the breaking this all down, because that was just an overview, because I really want to break down Mercury, because Mercury is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is another fixed sign. However, Scorpio is all about transformation, so therefore she wants to be able to communicate transformations, which is very fitting, because between Chiron and Mercury, as you see in this picture, between Mercury and Chiron is the South Node. And Chiron is all about the wounded healer and sharing experiences, because you never solve this wound. You may find the answers, you may find like solutions, but it's not the solution that fits you. But you've been on this journey, you're able to share and communicate this journey with other people, and this might help them on their journey and give them some answers. And hey, it might not have helped you, but it helped somebody else. And you know, Kim Kardashian, she did apologize for saying get off and work, and she was like, it did come out wrong and I do apologize for that, basically, because there was her communication. It came out wrong because she's unhappy with herself, and she's like, guys, you just gotta you gotta work, you just work, basically, if you want what you want. And that's her motto. And she's just like, guys, she saw the backlash, and then being all up in arms and how the community and public sees her, she's like, I'm sorry guys, that's really not what I meant to say, it came off wrong. I meant to say just get up and work, basically, and just, you're not going to achieve anything by just sitting around. That's basically what she meant, but it came out wrong because she's A, frustrated with herself, and B, she is communicating transformations that she's feeling within inside herself, and she communicates those with the public, because that's maybe something she had to tell herself because she was just feeling down and feeling uninspired to work. And then she's just like, hey Kim, get up and work. You want this, you gotta do this. And that's what she told you guys. And then she was like, wait, I'm sorry, I should have probably filtered that. But you know, this is how Kim feels, and these are her values. She really does value working and making that dollar bill, and because of that, she doesn't enjoy what she does most of the time because it's not really what she truly loves and what it's going to give her satisfaction, because she's too busy pleasing you guys because she knows that's what makes her the money, so she cannot satisfy herself. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learning about Kim Kardashian just a teeny bit more. And we're going to be moving on to the third house soon. And with that being said, I will see you guys later. Let's find out what makes you guys feel secure in life. Bye!